giving you the best from the hottest DJ next door, BK the artist. Let's roll, baby.
Yes, Link. Let's roll, baby. Let's roll, baby. Don't even get it confused. This is exactly what it is. This is BK the artist introducing the almost famous, and they already made it. This is yet another Sunday where we're gonna introduce you one of the best that we got, baby. Don't be caught slipping. So what we just played there was "I'll Be Missing You" by various artists, including Miss Brandy herself. This was one of the greatest soundtracks we had within the film called Set It Off. So 90s kids, if you know exactly how we rock. But ladies and gentlemen, guess who we have here today? You know, this Sunday is actually quite a chill one. I'm very much exhausted myself. Physically, I'm experiencing a sense of fatigue, but it just got rejuvenated when the guest arrived, you know? So, ladies and gentlemen, before I even announce who we bring them through to studio today, it's a phenomenal human being. I've known them for quite some years. They've been traveling the streets of Johannesburg with multiple performances, academic institutions. They are also a Rhodes University cum laude graduate. They really much have been doing much. You can also catch them sometimes in Generations, the legacy on your Akshay TV, SABC1. Don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen, to just tune in. But that's what it is. And just before we get into depths on multiple things, yes, we had an exclusive guest last week. No? Lies. Well, it is a Sunday. I do qualify to say last week. But yesterday, we had Dr. Charlie, and it was such a pleasant interview where we got to delve into their human complexities and also where they're headed within their generation in terms of what they are leading and the work that they are doing. So with that being said, we are rocking and doing the most. Sanela G just left us and she's saying, bye-bye, baby. Thank you for linking me up so that we can roll with intro art, because this is exactly what it is designed for. But you know what we're going to do when we start off the segment? It's really quite simple, quite lovely, quite laid back. We're basically going to be introducing the life journeys, okay? Number one, who are you? Number two, how have you been? What are the life lessons you've acquired? Number three, what are you doing next and what are you up to? So this is basically what it is about, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do anything, let me introduce the gracious, the calmness, your queen, your Miss Fam, your humanitarian philanthropist, practitioner, facilitator, TV and film personality. God damn it, listen, ladies and gentlemen, who we have here in studio is Mr. Sboniso Thombeni. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, how are you? What an intro, at intro art. I love that.
I'm loving it as well. It's been a minute of trying to get you into the show. Do you remember people were really considering for you to be one of my first guests after the last time I announced it, only to find out Uguti, hey, brother man, it's quite busy, his schedule is quite packed, and they needed to allocate themselves, and gladly today happened to be that day where we can engage and share such a conversation. So Mr. Thombeni, before we go anywhere of what's what in the zoo, let's start with you right now, Konamanje. Who is Sboniso and how are you feeling about your life journey?
Oh my gosh, what a question. Thank you for having me again. It feels really cool. I'm so proud of you as well. And the work you're doing with the station and this show, I'm a fan. But Sboniso is a constant becoming. I don't know, I have a bio that you can Google online, my agent, that I have to say for my agent. But I'm constantly discovering Sboniso. We have Vez and him. So, but ultimately, I am someone who's born and raised in the East Rand of Johannesburg. I'm a PK, so to a pastor. And yeah, so I grew up in a Christian family. The last of 4 children, 4 boys.
The last born.
The last born.
Okay.
Definitely a last born. But yeah, so that's the base, the history. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say.
No, that is beautiful. I mean, it's also enjoyable to know that you're a last born, considering you're a person who likes to position yourself in leadership positions. So how was it being a last born growing up? Were you just spoiled? Or how was that dynamics with your other siblings growing up?
I mean, I feel like my mother or my parents would definitely say that I was a bit spoiled, or I got the softer end of the stick, or something like that. Because also my parents were older, right? So my mother had me, I think when she was 38 going on 39. My dad was in his 50s already. So I got into their lives when they were much older, much more calm, much more tired.
Yeah.
They were tired. So my dad used to say a thing like, "Hey, when I'll shy one, when there's this was shy, I'll shy. Oh yes, oh yes. Yes. But I was definitely the baby. I did do, and I still do feel held. Maybe not coddled, but definitely, yeah. I feel like I have people around me who are always there, willing to help me out, right? So I felt held at home. I definitely felt held, and I still do. Relationships, I mean, they are what they are with family, it's ups and downs, but ultimately I do definitely love my family, my 3 older brothers. My mom, dad passed away about, crazy, it's 8 years now, in 2017. So yeah, it's the 5 of us now, and it was some nephews along the way, nephew and niece that came along the way.
So the family keeps building.
It does.
It does keep adding on, clearly.
Yeah.
With those dynamics of you also dealing with the family, was it something that you do outside of the grid to be an artist, or artistry? Was it something that was always within the household?
I think, I don't know, I think both my parents are storytellers, right? So my dad being Mfundisi, and just like thinking of the way he'd present his sermons, there was always a level of performativity that was there, right?
Okay.
And then my mother being a teacher and a lecturer for years, also like a very much speech engaged. She's a brilliant speaker and engager. And so when I think of my parents as teachers, I think of them also as storytellers. I think good teachers are good storytellers as well. Right?
True.
It's not about what you say, but how you say it. So I think that's a background that I can kind of connect the dots to who I am now and what I'm doing.
Yes.
And then with my siblings, my siblings are also artsy. My older brother, he was into music. He had like a kwaito koru at some point that was supposed to be the proteges of the squatter camp.
Oh,
so
okay.
Some of the members of squatter camp grew up in my neighborhood, Eliode, Slicker, Sugar Smacks, those guys.
Oh my goodness.
And so they would, at sometime in the 2000s, it was also more, exactly, all of that. Actually, one of their first studios was next door to Ikrashiam that I grew up in, which is crazy. So my older brother was into music, and I think he still is into, but not practicing. And then I have 2 brothers who are younger than him, who are twins, and one of the twins, he's an artist, like graphics and visual. He studied animation, and then there was me with theater and drama. I don't think it was all the way out there for me to do it, but I think the idea of studying it took some time to get used to, specifically with my dad. But my parents were like so progressive, so open. So yeah, we always had access to ourselves at home and like explore and do stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting you say that it's even a household that was enabling for you to be free and be able to do all these things.
Yeah.
Now, with all those being said, with them allowing you to have your sense of freedom and understanding of who self is, how was Mr. Thombeni when they're in primary school prior to transitioning to high school? Who is that child?
Man, so spicy. I was so spicy when I was young. I don't know. But I was definitely in front of Mandomazana, right? Like, and very strong academically. Yeah, I was just it was strong academically as a child.
As a childhood kid,
Yeah,
smart one.
the smart one of the smart ones, and then yeah, I think I only got into the art thing around grade 4.
Did you play sports?
No, but I
Okay.
wanted to because I wanted to be the head boy, and I was like, okay, I just need to start my campaign now. This is me in grade 3, by the way, preparing for grade 7. It's like, okay, it's like I just can't be academics. I need like a. So I tried. I tried for like what was javelin or something like that. I don't even remember.
Javelin. Oh my goodness, you tried that?
I tried that because I didn't like the running thing, and I was bad at it.
Okay.
Because the big thing in my primary school was like there's the sprints and cross country.
Okay.
That's one of the big ones. And then there's like long jump and things like that. So I tried in grade 4. Preparing my profile to be the head boy in grade 7. But it didn't work, so then art took me into its own hands.
That's
And I've
lovely.
been embracing it back ever since, I guess, or trying to. But
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. And when, within you as a child, now when
Yeah.
did you realize with you, maybe this art thing is what I want to do? Because that's also a question
Yeah.
that we have. Are you okay there?
Yeah, no, good.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, like, it's like, because now you're in primary school, you have access to multiple things, sports, etc., etc.
Sure.
Now, when does it come to you to be like, actually, out of all of these, I like the artistic nuances. That's what I'd like to explore. When was that? So was that post-primary?
I think that was post-primary. That was like even deep into NSA. Like maybe it was actually grade 11. Watching Kucha Green and Gina Schmerkler's The Line. So and it's crazy. I was already like a drama kid and drama major. But my thing was like, this doesn't seem stable. I don't see myself doing drama after high school, after NSA. I went to NSA, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, NSA alumni worldwide.
Yes,
I hope
yes.
you're listening. Yes.
Because we are the best.
Truly will succeed.
Yes. So it was until grade 11, going to the National Arts Festival, watching Kucha Green perform, and just the conjure and the magic of her on stage. And I was like, damn, I can't not do this after matric. I had to. So I think yeah, it was like a year before leaving in art school. Art school for 3.5 years. And I was like, yeah, maybe journalism, maybe like something that's, and I do love media and art and journalism.
Yes, yes.
And I did end up doing them both, and I still kind of am working within both of them.
mediums, yeah.
But yeah, I would say it was a 2013 National Arts Festival. And I was like, okay, I think we're going to have to figure it out how to do this. Yeah.
Miss Kucha Green, I hope you heard your name has been popping up with my past 3 guests.
Really? As
I
it should. She's amazing.
think it's a calling. Want to have a session, Mama? One of these Sundays.
Talk to her.
Let's have a conversation and spill some tea. But nonetheless, this is beautiful stuff. Then, I want to ask right before we go to a music session break and we pay the bills. Is that how was that experience now when you come into the National School of the Arts, particularly at that time period of what it was in terms of stature? Please do elaborate. What was that for you artistically and also personally?
Whoa. Again, NSA, it sounds so corny. So like, art found me, NSA found me, but I didn't have any aspirations. So I'm thinking of myself in grade 7, preparing to go to grade 8, right? And knowing myself as a strong kid academically, even though I had done estate third, I had done like little skits and prescribed poetry performance in primary. But in grade 7 at church, there was these 2 girls, PDC with no Sandy Seaway, who were at NSA already. And they were studying there, and they were interesting people, they were artistic. Opili was in music, Sandy was in drama. And Opili, she was the older one, and it was her matric year, 2009. So I'm gonna start grade 8, 2010. And she was like, this is a church. And so I'm telling her, yeah, I'm applying for high school, and she's right, my mother's next to us. And it's like, you should apply for NSA, you'd fit in there. And I
Oh,
was like,
really?
"Me?" Yeah, that's what she said. I was like, me, really? And then she's like, yeah, you're such a drama, you're theatrical. So she wanted to call me a drama queen. But my mom was still right there, so she called herself. And she's like, no, you would absolutely flourish at NSA. And I didn't see it for myself. I didn't think of that school ever.
Yeah.
But I applied, and I took it very seriously. I remember I didn't even know what a monologue was.
Oh
I
my
didn't know what a
God.
monologue was. Just preparing for the audition, right? And so then I auditioned. I got in.
Yes. How's the experience of meeting that type of culture, those type of
Yeah,
individuals who so happen to be also the scholars you share with?
It was gorgeous. I think it just definitely changed my life. It's the way it started for me when I think of the journey I'm on now, journey I have been. It's where I found my tribe, my people, where I found my artistic self, right, and the language for my artistic self.
Yes.
That's what I love about training, is that it gives you the tools and the language to understand your craft.
Yes.
And not just a talent and being able to do something.
Yeah.
So that's what NSA gave me, was I had a good time.
You had a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I mean, truth, you did have a good time because we used to just like explore during the times of NSA, and there was a piece I think that you were doing for Original Works Festival of Fame or something like that, and called Tikurabam, and that was the first time I engaged
with you.
Yeah, and for me that was like, okay, who's this human being who's very technical?
Okay.
You're very technical in your approach of doing the thing, but it was technical also in a space of like, it was a safe space for vulnerability to also occur within our explorations of how we wanted to present the piece.
Yeah.
So for me, from then I was just like, this human being, where the hell are you mentally? You are not in this country. I was like, yeah, open up Sboniso, because you just suddenly, I don't know, from grade 10 upwards, you just became a different human being in terms of your understanding of craftsmanship and how you wanted to present yourself as a practitioner. But nonetheless, now that you transpired or moved on from NSA, what was that experience for you? You know, a lot of people get those jitters that, you know, I'm just exited an art school and I'm wondering, what is the world holding up for me?
Yeah.
You have promises of the world is an oyster, but you really don't know what's out there. How was that experience for you post NSA?
So I think I was, because of that performance of Kucha Green and my decision in grade 11, the conversation I had with myself in grade 11, the goal, I guess, after high school was to continue with drama and studying it, but find ways to study journalism and media studies at the same time. So I was looking like for programs or for schools, universities that would allow both selves to exist, both parts of me. And so back then the goal was America, and I applied to like NYU, Tisch School of Arts, I did UCLA. So I was like, I'm just gonna go do my undergrad overseas. I didn't know how difficult that would be.
Yes.
And obviously I did it. I didn't make it. So I ended up taking a gap year right after matric.
Yes.
And
yeah,
then,
so did I. I think a NSA student needed one.
Right. Right. And I'm so happy I did. Because then I could really have time to myself to think, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be?
Okay.
And the answer still said art. Still said theater. So
it wasn't changing.
It wasn't changing. It became stronger. That voice became stronger. And that year I appreciated it. I worked at a call center, like teaching English online.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, because I love teaching as well, so at least I got to do that. But the post-NSA transition was shaky. It was all over the place. It was 19, dealing with rejection. I got rejected from all 6 schools that I applied to in America.
Woo! Jesus Christ. Let's hope the 7th one is luck.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then it's like, before even deciding that I would like to pursue university overseas, Rose University was always in the back of my mind because of a teacher called Unodiniso Simanga, who I just, every time I saw her, it was stars in my eyes. I was like, I wanted to be like her so bad, and I still do. I want to be like her.
Hey!
When I grew up one day. And so she went to Rhodes, and I was a performer who was into physical theatre and stuff. And I knew that about myself, and I played to my strengths. So I was like, okay, there's this school down in the Eastern Cape, and it has this amazing alumni network, and people who went there are amazing performers.
Yeah.
And I think I could really get into it and like develop my physical theatre thing more.
Noted.
So then so after my gap year, then I went to Rhodes.
To Rhodes.
And did my undergrad.
God damn it. Okay, I just had to take a breath a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not doing some Simanga. No, I'm naming the people you're mentioning. Like from Miss Kucha Green. Now we headed towards Namdumi Simanga. These are really powerhouse women who have been putting theatre in its sustainability platform, who've also been a part of its development in terms of the youth and also maintaining its efficacy. So how was that experience now? Maso sebenzisana nayo Mam Simanga now that you are in Rhodes? Considering that was also somebody who taught you in high school.
She didn't teach me at Rhodes.
At high school, or she didn't teach you?
No, she wasn't at Rhodes.
Oh, she was just an alumni then.
Yeah, I can tell you when she told me at NSA,
Yeah.
I had found out that she went to Rhodes.
Oh, you do your research like that.
So I was trying to be like her, I was trying to follow her footsteps, and then also go to the school that she went to so that I can be like her. But like, I just knew that reputation that the school had with the Andrew Bucklands and stuff. You know?
Oh, it has history.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but it was, I mean, she was influential. Because also that festival 2013 in Masoko Green, I was there with her production that she casted me in. Right? And it was a professional production, it wasn't like a student thing. It was her work called E is equal MC squared.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, that piece was amazing, transgressing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a heavy throwback for all those who are theatrical lovers from, like, if you know your archives, you better know E equals MC squared, because that is just push boundaries on being experimental, avant-garde, yet being quite, I don't know how she managed to become all physiological, astrological, but we were all able to still get it from an audience perspective when we watch it without it feeling far-fetched. It's like, okay, this is the chaos you're saying, but we get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much inspired by that kind of work, right? Because with the physical theater stuff, it can be very abstract, right? And out there. But you need to do it in a way, or she does it or did it with Roger Lambert as well.
Oh yeah.
They directed that piece together, and that person is influential in my life. And they did it in a way that felt accessible. You could like pick up on the references that we were throwing down in the piece. And so even a lot of my works kind of were like lazy reproductions of that one piece. Which is something you all have to go through as an artist, right? Like when you start and you're creating, you are kind of a cosplay of your biggest inspirations.
So
you know what I mean? Until you find your own style and who you are. But yeah, very influential piece, influential